Hey guys, this is Erin from Crafts Everywhere, and I just wanted to show you my newest make on the knitting machine. It's a knitting machine stocking, so that'll make it a little faster to make these this year. So here's the outside of it. Back. So I crocheted a hanger here, but you can add pretty much anything. You can add like a wooden ring, you can sew it on, or a metal ring. One of like the carabiner clips would work too, and then you can go crazy with the details. I just added a wood button here that you could do like ribbons or a stocking hanger from. And so here's what the inside looks like. And I added here, you can see it doesn't stretch very much. So a problem with the knitting machine, the top of stuff, or the bottom for hats, is that they stretch out a lot. So what I did was I threaded a piece of super bulky yarn around the top here, and then I actually used it to sew the button on, and then sewed it in here. So it's very firmly attached now, so it's not going anywhere. And then that way, the top of the stocking doesn't stretch out over time. And then here's what the heel looks like. So this is just a straight tube, and then you add the heel afterwards. So it's really actually super easy to do. So I added a little tutorial here, and I hope you like it. Using a 46 or a 48 needle machine, you'll be following this formula, and then you want to cinch your ends together and sew through them a few times. Using a 22 needle machine, make 20 rounds in your contrast color and then bind off. Cinch those ends closed and sew through them a few times, leave the long tails. Fold your big tube in half, and then you want to use your tails and sew through both ends to secure them, and then you can sew those in on the inside and because you're done using them. And then you want to match your smaller heel piece up on your stocking to see about where you want it to be and how big it needs to be. And then starting at the arrow, you'll want to sew in and out of the top two layers in kind of a rough triangle shape. And then you'll be flipping it over and doing that on the other side. And your two guide yarns will meet down where you started from. It will make kind of a roughed diamond shape. And I've used the black so you can see, but you'll be wanting to use your stocking color. And then you'll want to cinch those two gently and then kind of rearrange everything to minimize the pulling on the fabric. Triple knot those two tails together, and then you can sew those in the heel area. You're going to cover up that area with the smaller piece anyways. Line up that smaller heel piece with the cinched area and then pin it to the stocking. Use your long tails that you left and then sew the heel onto the stocking, making sure you only go through 2 layers on either side. That way you can use the whole inside of the stocking. It'll look like this when you're finished. And then if you want to at this point, you can thread that guide using super bulky yarn or some other kind of cord through the top between those 2 layers on the long tube. That helps give the stocking structure, and it'll make sure it doesn't stretch out over time. And then you can add all your embellishments, your stocking hanger, buttons, ribbons, names if you want to. I crocheted the hanger for this one using a J hook and 2 strands of yarn just to give it kind of some toughness. But you can use a wooden ring that you sew on, a carabiner clip, or really anything you want to hang the stocking. And now you finished your project. Thanks for watching this tutorial.